Hey Fredericksburg, it's Kim and Stefan with the KISS team. We're here at Dulles Airport and we're ready for the first leg of our flight to London, and then after a short layover we'll be going on to Munich, Germany. So we'll invite you along on our trip and show you some amazing sights while we're there.
So this is our first full day here in Munich. We arrived last night and spent some time with my relatives here. And so we thought we'd give you a view of the main train station here, the Hauptbahnhof in Munich. This is a very old train station and will actually be torn down shortly and replaced. But trains are the main mode of transportation long distance for most people here in Europe. And this is a very important part of history here in Munich.
We're on our second day in Munich and we're at their famous underground plaza. It is really neat because the subway's down here and you get off the subway, there's shopping, there's restaurants. We just had a really nice dinner and I can see where this is just a beautiful place to be.
So here we are in downtown Munich in what we call a pedestrian zone. No traffic here whatsoever, people walking around despite that it's been a rainy day. And in our backdrop here we see this beautiful old department store. Those are real flowers, they have all year round, and it's just a gorgeous place downtown to visit.
We were walking through Munich this evening, and look, who knew the ocean was right downtown Munich in this big screen. This is the backdrop for the Hollister store. Pretty cool. Do you think we could have this in Fredericksburg? I think that would attract a lot of customers. Feels kind of weird. It's 55 degrees and here's the beach.
So we are here at the Marienplatz in downtown Munich to be at the courthouse to watch the famous Glockenspiel. And this Glockenspiel has two parts. The first part commemorates a knight's tournament with jousting and everything on the top part. And the second part, there was an epidemic, pestilence in Munich, and everybody stayed in their homes. And then the barrel makers were the first ones that came back out and did a dance to drive away the pestilence, and that's commemorated by the second set of figurines up there. And these are my uncle and aunt. They're visiting them here in Germany.
Sind die Fassbinder, ne?
Ah ja.
Okay, we're here going through a typical little German town. It's not raining anymore, so that is really awesome. Just beautiful flowers everywhere. I love that there are fruit trees in most yards, and we've seen pears and apples, plums. So we're just going to see some of the places where Stefan has lived and through the German countryside. Very pretty. We have the swan goslings. Look at this cute little boy feeding them. The parents are out on the lake. I guess they're getting fed too, so they're not too concerned about the babies up here. This is the first time I've ever seen goslings of swans. Very cool. You've seen it.
Behind Kim here is the Museum of the Bavarian Kings, which is part of the Castles district here near Neuschwanstein.
I think this is how Stefano and I are going to go up to the castle.
We're about to take a tour of Neuschwanstein Castle, which is probably Germany's most famous castle and the one that was the model for Disney's castle at Disney World. And it's one of the newest castles in the world. It was only built in the 1800s. It was never even finished. And we'll show you some more, hopefully, when I get inside. Just took the tour of Neuschwanstein Castle, probably Germany's most famous castle and maybe even in the world. And this is a very fascinating place. The castle was actually never finished. It's only 2/3 finished, and it was built in the style of a medieval castle, but it actually had all the latest technology of the day, which was in the late 1800s. It also has a very interesting history. King Ludwig was the king of Bavaria, which was a constitutional monarchy. And he spent all his money and a lot of other money on building this and several other castles. And so the government was unhappy with him because he wasn't paying enough attention to fighting a war against the Prussians. So one night in 1886, they came to his bedroom and they declared him incompetent for reason of insanity. And they put him into exile not far from here in the city of Starnberg on Lake Starnberg. And only a few days later, he and his psychologist went for a walk along the lake. And 2 hours later, they were found dead in the lake. It's one of the greatest mysteries in German history. Nobody knows what happened. There are many theories, but nobody knows for sure what happened. So this is a very fascinating place to visit. Certainly would recommend to come here and visit Neuschwanstein Castle. We're here in downtown Garmisch. What a beautiful pedestrian zone they have here. Just people walking around, beautiful, gorgeous buildings everywhere. Such a romantic place to visit.
We are in the shopping plaza of Garmisch, looking for some good deals. It's just so beautiful everywhere. People riding their bikes, out with their babies. Very cute.
Here comes the cogwheel train. This train actually goes all the way from Garmisch to the top of the mountain, to the glacier station. Most of it through a tunnel dug through the mountain. It's fully electrified. So we are at the glacier station of the Zugspitze today, which is Germany's highest mountain, over 9,000 feet tall. And we're not quite at the summit yet. This is just the glacier station. This is a very popular ski resort in the winter. You can see some of the ski lifts here behind me. Right now there's not much snow left, but there's a little bit, and you could actually go tobogganing. We have some of these young lads here and lady who maybe possibly try to run one of these down the snow. Now after this, we're going to go on the little cable car up to the summit, and from there we'll take the brand new big cable car all the way down to the foot of the mountain. Station up on the Zugspitze, and we will be taking the cable car up to the actual top of the mountain. You can see the cable car here in the video going up to the top. Almost 9,000 feet above sea level.
Okay, we're about to get on the cable car to go to the top of the mountain. Heading up now, and you can see the beautiful mountain in the background. There's a restaurant on the top. We're going to have a nice lunch and some nice drinks. Oh, there's some hikers over there too. Brave souls. We're taking the easy way. You can see the glacier there in the background. How beautiful. Wow, look how fast down.
We're on top of the world here, or at least on top of Germany. We have a beautiful view of the Alps. You can see up to 4,000 other mountain peaks. On a clear day, today we can just see some shadows peeking through the clouds, but it looks very dramatic. And over here is the actual peak of Zugspitze. So there's the peak of the Zugspitze, and this is how you get up there. You have to climb up this rope ladder, and then come up here, these stairs, sorry, come up where we are here on the platform. Unfortunately, we are not prepared clothes-wise to go down there and do that, but it looks like fun. Here is the new cable car station that was just opened in December last year, brand new. Can't see the cable car from here, but we will take it down to the bottom of the mountain, so that'll be an interesting experience in a few minutes. And it is quite a ways down there, as you can see.
Oh gosh, she's gonna throw a snowball at me. Oh, I guess you're not.
Okay, I will.
Oh no!
2nd of September, but it's still winter up here, so it's time for a snowball fight.
Oh no!
Here is the cable car coming up from the bottom. We'll be going down on that in just a little while. That looks a little bit scary, to be honest. It's quite a steep ascent or descent. We are actually on the Austrian side of the mountain now. We have a great view of the brand new cable car from the German side down to the bottom. It was just opened in December of 2017, and it's one of the most amazing feats of engineering. Over here in this restaurant is called the Münchner Haus. It's the highest restaurant in Germany, and it's been here since 1928.
And people here eating outside. The sun is actually kind of warming this area, so it's not too bad.
Behind me is the door to Austria, which actually shares this mountain peak with Germany.
Okay, it's about time for us to go back down, and the cable car is coming up, and it is like straight down. Look at that. So we're gonna get on there and go through the clouds again.
In the distance, you can see the city of Garmisch peeking through the clouds. Here comes the car. Up to 120 people fit into one of these cars. It's amazing. And by the way, I am standing on glass going straight down the mountain. Here we are, boarding the car. It has glass all the way to the bottom, so we should have a beautiful view. On our way. The station is disappearing in the distance. My eyes are popping already, we're falling so fast. Here we are. Beautiful view of the surroundings. And we even have a glass pane looking down below. Straight down 9,000 feet. Eibsee. It's a beautiful glacier lake at the foot of the Zugspitze and popular tourist attraction, of course. And we tried the water. It's very cold. It's only 50 degrees in the air today, and this is glacier water, so it's freezing cold. But you can rent them boats, and it's really fun to go out on the boats and explore the lake. And there is a four-footed friend that doesn't seem to mind the cold water.
And all kinds of ducks. I wish we had more time. We've got to catch the train in about 20 minutes, but you can definitely go on one of those nice, colorful boats. So beautiful, so blue. On the Autobahn, Stefan is doing
60 miles an hour.
160 kilometers,
About 100 miles an hour.
100 miles per hour. And actually, people are even passing us. This is crazy.
To say that
Crazy.
German drivers are aggressive and impatient is an understatement. Here we are in Heidelberg, by many considered the most beautiful city of Germany. It's about an hour south of Frankfurt, and it has a beautiful old city and a castle. Right here we are on the Neckar River. It's got a beautiful view of the castle up on the hill in the old town, and there's some gorgeous large old homes along the sides of the river. Here in downtown Heidelberg, got a nice church in the back playing a melody for the night. And watching over everything is the Heidelberg Castle. We will be going tomorrow to see it, but tonight we're just checking it out. Part of it is in ruins, but part of it is still good and very impressive inside.
We're here at the Heidelberg Castle. We're getting ready to take a tour inside. It's a nice vantage point. You can see the city below and the river. So we're excited to go in and take a look. Wave to the kids. Say something in German.
Hallo, wir sind hier in Heidelberg am Schloss. Ist das nicht wunderschön, so eine schöne alte Schlossanlage zu sehen hier? Ist auch heute ein wunderschöner Tag. Sorry. We are on the funicular going up to Königstuhl, the throne of the king.
Ja.
We are here in Cologne, also known as Köln, in front of the cathedral. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's one of the most beautiful churches in the world, and it was started in 1234 and completed in 1880. It took 632 years to complete the cathedral. We went inside, took some pictures. We will have a chance to insert them. But the cathedral was, of course, partially destroyed during the war. It has been rebuilt, and it's definitely a beautiful site and worth to visit. So we are here at one of Germany's most amazing natural wonders, near a town of Detmold, which happens to be the town where I went to school, middle school and high school when I grew up. Now this is an amazing place. It's a bunch of rocks that jut up vertically right out of this plain. They're thousands of years old. They've been used for religious purposes for thousands of years. There is a carving there of Jesus being taken off the cross. And as you see in the background, as we get a little closer, and we'll maybe add some pictures also, there are lots of caves on the base of the stones. Those were used by hermits during the Middle Ages. And before that, they suspect that Druids, medieval or before medieval priests, had worship services here and maybe brought sacrifices as well. And they did some excavations around the area, and they actually found arrowheads dating back to before 10,000 BC. So this is a very, very old site, and it's just amazing to see. We're going to climb up on both of these rocks. As you see up there on the left side, those two rocks are connected by a wooden bridge that was built a couple of hundred years ago. We're going to climb up there and see the chapel and see the nice view from up there.
Getting ready to climb up to the highest plateau on the second rock here. We made it up to the high plateau, and it's a beautiful view from this vantage point.
We were over there on the other rock earlier. There's a little chapel on top. And that's the path where we came from.
This is the last night of our vacation. We're here in Amsterdam, and it has more canals than the city of Venice. So it's been a really good treat to see this today and see the different areas and top it off with this nice river cruise at night.
Most spectacular bridges in Europe or worldwide.
We're getting ready to go through this tiny, tiny little tunnel. This great big boat. I don't know how he's doing it. So tight. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Good job. We made it.
Okay, it wasn't my first time. Thank you.
we're here in Amsterdam on one of the many waterways. Look at the pretty swans down there. And this building here, it's a restaurant, but I've noticed there are quite a few buildings that lean. These are all the houseboats along the river for this canal as we're going through Amsterdam. It's really cool to see everybody riding their bikes, old people as well as young people and everyone in between.
Dear passengers, this is the stop number 12.
We're on the
Wester Park.
We're on the
Stop
hop-on,
12.
hop-off bus.